Hi everyone, it's Eddie here at Eddie Makes Art, and today I'm making some altered jumbo playing cards. And these are inspired by my friend Rhonda Dohna. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stain some just plain tissue paper, like gift wrap tissue paper. She used some spray stains. I'm using mainly coffee, concentrated coffee I put in a spray bottle. And that gives me a really nice color to the tissue. And then I take a brush to kind of move everything, the coffee into any blank spaces. Here I am using a dye ink, but just more as an accent. I'm using this red distress dye, and it just creates a really cool look. And then for another look, I'm using this acrylic ink. It's burnt umber, and then I loosen it up with some water, and then just tap the paper around in the mix, and you get a really nice paper. And they dry quickly too. Otherwise, you can use your heat gun if you have one, or blow dryer. Those work too. The next step is to take your glue stick and go around in, just certain areas of the card and put down your glue. And then take your book page, just lay a piece of book page down and smooth it out, and then let that dry. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come back and tear that off, and to reveal just whatever sections have stuck down to the card. Now, I wasn't very strategic with my gluing, but there are spots that are still glued down that are hard to access. So I actually employed a couple of tools to help me with that situation. And I think that's coming up. But it's fun, it's easy, it's something you can do in an afternoon. No biggie. Now you see there, I bent the card because you can see where the paper's sticking up a little bit. So I got my craft knife and just went in there and started getting all that up as best as I could. And then I did that with the rest of the cards. I did 1 through 10, or ace through 10, and the joker. And then after I tear the pages off all of my ink, each one over the paper, just to give it some grungy, aged look. And then these, I also go around the edges with the applicator to get some of that white off the edge and make it a little bit more grungy. And then the next thing is I just show you how I mass make them, and just I do 3 at a time because those are really big. And actually, funny story is Rhonda sent me these in Happy Mail. And I had forgotten about them. And when I saw her video of her doing it, I was like, oh, I got these jumbo cards. And I was telling her that, and she says, well, I think those are the ones I sent you. So thank you, Rhonda. So I'm just taking various book pages, whatever I have, and applying them. Trying to use the ones that have a lot of the larger text blocks, so I get more text than blank paper. But either way, it's okay. Use what you've got. Newspaper would be good. And also, you could do a magazine probably. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. I just like to. I have a lot of book pages that I need to use, and I thought this was a great way to use them. And I have all different, colors of the book page, and they give the cards a good variety. And then after, I just sit and I tear them all apart, and they're all a little bit different. I did my best to kind of, not hide the ace or the suits on the card, so that you could still see, okay, it's a 5 of hearts, and you see the 5 hearts. So that was my goal. in this portion of the event. So you get a bunch of these done, lay them out, and like I said, it's a great thing to do on an afternoon. Put a movie on, knock these out. Some of these were a little harder to do, so I had to grab another tool. That was uh, a palette knife, a plastic palette knife, and I used that to get up under the partially lifted area so I could get at it and, rip them all off completely wherever I didn't glue. And if you notice, oftentimes you'll see people making altered playing cards, and they will either sand the gloss down because they have that plastic coating, or gesso over them. But I didn't do any of those things to this. The way Rhonda did, I'm doing it exactly the way Rhonda did it, and she just used her glue stick right on the card, and it works just great. Everything sticks. Nothing, is weird, and I think it works just great. And here I'm taking all the rest of the cards that I covered in book page and giving them a good grunging up with some distress ink, and that's the vintage photo I'm using. Now it's time to glue down the tissue. So I have some matte gel medium, and I'm measuring up my tissue, and basically the sheets were cut to 8 by 10 because I was using them on my gel plate, and so basically two sheets will cover one. Two sheets will cover two cards, rather, or one sheet will cover two cards. Hey, that's better. Yeah, and just once you glue it down and put the tissue down, you want to kind of go over it again with your matte medium. Just be gentle when you're brushing it on because this tissue can be delicate, especially once you get it, wet. And then you let those dry, and they dry. They dry rather quickly, and the other thing you can do is you can certainly take um, like I said, a heat gun or a blow dryer and speed up the process. Now, if you do end up with gaps, like I did on the edge of that one, I just took an extra piece of another one that I trimmed and just attached it. So, save those pieces that you cut off because you never know, you might need them. That goes with any project. So you just patch it in, everything is A-OK. Now, once all that's done, you go around with your scissors and you trim up the card, get any of that extra tissue off. And then this is where the fun part comes in. This is where I start grunging it up, like real grungy. So I go over it again and make sure I get the edges with the ink. And I'm going to use this darker one. This is the espresso from the Distress Oxide Espresso. And with an oxide ink, they're water reactive and they change up a little bit. So that's what I'm doing with that spray bottle, just spraying a little bit of water, getting it to move around, change the way it looks. Then I hit it with the heat gun, and then I take some more. This is a lighter Distress Oxide. I think this is wheat or old paper, something like that. I don't have them right in front of me. I'm sorry. And then with my finger, just smoosh it around. And with this one, I'm doing the same thing with the ink, just going over them, getting them all grungy. Now, for this one and the rest of them, I actually took some of this Distress Oxide spray in the black soot and water, put it right on my silicone mat, and then just kissed the card to the silicone just to get some marks and some cool things going on. Spray it with a little bit of water, get it moving, create some drips too. And as you're doing this, if you feel like you've got too much on there, have a paper towel handy and just use your paper towel to dab off the what you don't what you think is too heavy, or just too much, or if it drips too hard. Excuse me. You just get it with the paper towel while it's still wet, and you're fine. Here I'm adding some spray, distress spray. This is wild honey, and I'm almost out of that. You can see, because I'm trying to use it up. And doing the kiss thing again on the mat, and it's creating some really cool effects. So I did this with pretty much with all of them, obviously, and like I say, they dried rather quickly. Um, Although I did do some heat gun work on most of them, because I was kind of rushing to get these done so I could take photographs of them. And as you can see coming up, how they look once they're dry and all set. Really cool, really grungy, really jumbo, and so much fun. These make a great addition to your journal, or give it out as happy mail or a postcard. I don't know. I think they're fun, a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.